Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So indeed, D-Day 1915. We'll see how we manage it, but we'll see. I think we'll be okay. How you doing there, Hubertus? Good to have you, my man. Belgium's made... Yeah, had a huge sigh of relief. Honestly, I've got to wonder why he didn't declare war on Belgium. Is Belgium coming? Or is it not coming? Is he afraid that it might drive the US away? Does it even matter at this point? I'm also curious if it would be wise to build up a little Dutch army with some artillery infantry divisions. I definitely will. That's definitely the game plan. The reason why I haven't decided to build Dutch units and opted instead to build German units is I can't guarantee that we're going to hold the Netherlands. How you doing there, LS? Good to have you. Good to have you as well there, Wesley. Yeah, I can't guarantee that we're going to hold the Netherlands, so I think it's prudent to assume not and not commit resources that I can't then... You know, I mean, if we cancel it, I'm not going to get back. I've also been trying to cancel this chlorine gas. I did have it deployed over here, or at least in theory deployed over here. Oh, there we go. Finally got it. Ferrarani. Oh, it is okay. It is okay. Yeah, we'll see about that, Monkey. I don't know if I do want to use the gas over here. I think probably not. What I'm opting to go ahead and do... Originally, I was going to go ahead and have Hindenburg move forward. I was going to have Hindenburg move over here to then cross over. I think really what I'm going to go ahead and do is instead have Hindenburg given the opportunity just to build cohesion here. But also, importantly, to build a depot. I'm tempted to leave behind some of this artillery and see what differences that make for them. Because if I don't need the entire allotment of artillery, perhaps I could have some of it moved elsewhere. Oh, how you doing there, Simon? Doncaster. I'm not that far away from Doncaster, actually. I do like the French gate in Doncaster. It's fucking... It's bloody confusing, though, to get out there. I can remember once when I was younger trying to find how the hell to get to the train station. I almost said the rain station then. Bloody hell, I couldn't find it. Got there in the end, but yeah, it's kind of close. Cutting it very close. Alright. Yeah, so we'll have Eugene von Osterreich go forward here. I mean, Hindenburg is here to support anyhow. I just want to give this army... hang on a second, they haven't got their artillery in there. That's an oopsie. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. What I'll go ahead and do then, we do have a reserve division over here apparently. Yeah, they are reserves. It does seem as if they seem to upgrade to some extent, but I'm not too sure actually. Not too sure on that one. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is... I'm going to have a number of men assembling over here, so we'll just go ahead and have them move towards Hindenburg. Yeah, ignore that. There we are, 2 days. That makes more sense. Right, so you're heading over there. They're going to remain here. Now, there is a large amount of divisions over here, but he was telling me that he managed to get those out, which I'm like, wow, okay, in fairness, yeah, that's fine. They're moving over there. You're moving over that way. Okay. What am I looking at here in terms of radius? Yeah, I could do with having Falkenhayn more centrally located. But having Falkenhayn is pretty interesting, because it does obviously give you another commander there. But it's obviously not as good as Hindenburg. This army is moving back to the rails over here. I'm then going to have the... Well, I've got all these aircraft over here. Honestly, I'm thinking about where to move them, because they just keep getting shot down. Well, not those ones, but others that keep getting shot down. I'm moving the Austrians over here to deal with the problems around here. I'm going to have an army rebuilt around von Kluck, and we'll see what we can do. We're going to have Conrad von Hotzendorf move to the north over here to then engage. I'm then going to move this army as well to engage. I think this is in fact just a leader, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I suspect it's just a leader, but I can't quite guarantee it as of yet. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is launch 2 offensives against the Russians this turn with the Austrians. And we're moving our Bulgarians across en masse over here. Looking to gain control. I'm going to move forward with the infantry over here just to see if I can just kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. Maybe there's an enemy army over here at Salonika. I don't know. I need to find out. And if I can... I don't know. If they don't move, I'll cut the rails. These guys will be done next turn, which means we'll have... yeah, we'll be due like another 100,000 manpower there. So at least we could put that to use elsewhere. They do help for just holding on to positions, really. Okay. I think it's going to be an interesting turn. I'm moving the Austrian army over here. This army is going to be moving this way. I did reorganize it, so they do still need to have a little bit of time to recover cohesion, but then when able, we'll be able to push in over here. I think the Serbians are obviously overtaxed. They have a lot of requirements here to cover now. I'm going to go ahead and just move that there, just so it's not costing me anymore. Yeah, so we have a couple divisions there. 2 divisions, a reserve division, and a militia division. They just need to recover their strength, really. And then we'll be alright. But yeah, the Bulgarians moving across en masse over here. It is a shame, I did look it up. Apparently these minor nations, such as Romania and Bulgaria, can't raise GHQs, sorry, so they can't have armies as such, just corps, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Alright. Yeah, so moving over here, I'm hoping that can beat them. Let's see. I could go that way, it'd be 12 days. What I'll do is I'll dispatch a militia unit over here. The idea is just to give us information about the rail line here. I do have these men. I'm going to try and get the cavalry across over here, and then if they can cut that rail line next turn, that'd be ideal. How you doing there, Brooks? Since I missed yesterday's stream, when you get a minute, would you mind providing a brief review of yesterday's activity? Yeah, I mean, we're kind of going through things now anyway, so I'll not should come up, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I'm moving them back over here to Jaffa. I'm just going to have these forces just more or less sit over here. I think I can have them, at least I can build a depot in theory next turn here. The problem is being in desert. Desert is so harsh. So really, I think I'd do a lot better to be over there at Gaza. I've got El Arish, which is a size 2 city. It looks like it's repaired the rail lines over here to Port Said. There's about 20,000 British, well, Anzac troops out here. So not a huge amount. The problem is just having control over here. So in fairness, I could remain here and build up a depot. The problem is just having that rail line. So I'm not sure if it's worth all the suffering. I may want to pull back to where we have the clear terrain. And just be in a much stronger position supply-wise when I build a depot. And then if the British do move up over here, they're in desert. We are moving to Arabic divisions down here, as we're made aware that an Arabic revolt could take place out here. So 2 Arabic divisions there to reinforce the position in Hejaz. We're pulling back over here. The Basra landing was unbelievably good for him, honestly. A little bit too good, in my opinion, but hey. That's fine. We'll return for Basra in the future. It's just a difficult spot. I could do a raise in riverboats over here, so I can actually have a greater amount of men move down this way and have an additional supply. Could be very handy. Send your camels to Finland. Yeah, that would be... Wow, that's super tempting, actually. Don't make it too tempting, because that's pretty hilarious, actually. Qingdao is under Tsingtao. I forget which one is Tsingtao. Qingdao. I forget which one it is now. I forget the actual proper Chinese pronunciation now. Sometimes I confuse it. Yeah, so he has subjected them to siege once again, but it's not going to make that much of a difference, really. He had an opportunity, and it's cost him a lot more Japanese forces than really had any right to. I am moving some forces away from the front line. Just a couple... 2 corps, essentially. I do worry about this position. Right, I'm going to have them instead move down this way, I think. Just reinforce these positions. With Rupresh being over here, is very likely to respond. And we'll see how it goes. move a couple more men down to Colmar. So that's another 50, just shy of 50,000 men there. It says it's going to take 20 days. My ass is it going to take 20 days. Alright, 2 days. So remaining behind then will be this corps, this corps, this corps, and then obviously the refresh just next to them. So I'm hoping that will be enough, but I think this is at the end of the day. I have to recognise that, well, he's not likely to attack Xalborg. He's more likely to attack other positions, so I don't want to get like too hamstrung on that one there, really. So yeah. I'm going to move those forces around there, just make sure we have more men across the line. We are moving men over here to the Netherlands. We're also raising additional men. What we're going to go ahead and do is essentially go for... try and get to Breda, and then cut the rail lines if I can. I'm assuming... It's hard to say where he's going to land. I'm going to assume he's going to land either at The Hague or over here, but it's more than likely over here at The Hague. Here's a harbour and a city. But I'm going to go ahead and break the rail lines over here to Breda. It depends on how things go. If we can move back in, then we will do. But we'll see. But he's very likely to move over here, one would assume. I'm hoping against hope that we get mines out here. I would really hope we do get mines. But I'm also moving forces to try and just dig in along the front over here. We will have additional forces coming online soon, but yeah, we're going to have to manage it. So German and Austrian forces are going to be moved to this part. There's going to be Austrian forces, I believe, moved to Amsterdam, and all German forces as well, and forces moved over here to Utrecht. I'm going to blow the rails over here at Rotterdam, and then the turn after withdraw. So we'll defend and retreat there. I decided in the end to actually have... Well, to have a Dutch moved over here, but also to take the High Seas Fleet and have them moved out there too. Yeah, I've told them to evade combat, but I want them to go down this way. It's going to take 12 days, but they can just move down the rail line over here. I could, in fairness, go here and be even closer, which is... Well, it's 2 more days there. But I think move over here to Wilhelmshaven. Or Wilhelmshaven. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, the Dutch are wealthy, but obviously not a giant military power. I'm just keeping these men in here for now. I mean, they do have men over here in the East Indies, and the East Indies is actually defended. There's at least some ships over here, obviously not enough to really do anything much with. I'd love to get these back, though, to Europe. I don't know how likely it is, but I think it'd be worth trying to get them back. The reason being that those transports could be very handy in the future. So yeah, this is not very likely to happen, but maybe they can make it back. Because I do need transports. Yeah, just try and get out. Like, these guys can carry 40 transport capacity. I've got another transport squadron from the Dutch as well. So that would give me additional lift capacity, and it's like, who knows, maybe we have a need to land military forces in Britain one day, you know? And that'll help out. Right. So yeah, it's a shame. I did want to land those forces in Finland. Yeah, I think it must be your mission to have at least one unit of every Central Power faction in Finland. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny, actually. The biggest brain of all operations is used in the Dutch East Indies. Yes. Oh, yes, the... You know, that's tempting. The man raises a valid point. The man raises a valid point. That's a fucking valid point. Holy shit. I hadn't considered that. It's worth a go. It's worth a go. It would be pretty hilarious. It would be the most ironic thing to happen. But it's worth a go. Fuck me, they could be there very quickly too. Are they going to do it? Maybe. Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious. I think they're going to do it. I'm not liking the fact that it's not like glowing blue. I don't know. Well, we'll try it anyway. I could take the rear of the British incubator rack. The problem is they do have the Japanese fleet. Well, it was around that area. In fact, it's in the Pacific again now. I believe it's over here. It's going to be very risky for us. We're going to have to try to get out there. The problem with that, Wesley, is just having the supplies, really. I mean, I could build a supply station here, and maybe that's worth doing then. Okay, I think it's worth a go. It's worth a go. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, bugger me. It must be something to do with these guys. Yeah, these Bedouins seem to cause issues there. Alright, well, we'll build a depot over here and try and then. Why not invade Serbia? Oh, Siberia. Sorry, Serbia. I was going to say, like, ooh. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that there is fortress guns over here. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that, really. No, there's no heavy artillery for the Dutch. I like the Suez idea because that could be quite interesting, actually. And it would be very unexpected, and it's like if we could then march on Cairo or something, that's a nice objective, actually. Yeah, these are objectives over here. That could be really quite interesting. I mean, who knows if this is actually... there is a Canadian transport squadron over here. I don't know, we'll try it. We'll try it, actually. We'll just see what happens. I mean, if they can land, that'd be amazing. Good idea. We'll try it anyway. I mean, they can be there in a turn, and if they're there in a turn, and maybe they can unload in a turn, then even if they go down, it's worth the go at it, really. Yeah, it's going to be a long time there to repair. I tell you what, in the next campaign, or in the next series, definitely not going to have my ships just stand in front of fortress guns for a while. I mean, it does show you just how dangerous it is to engage in naval warfare, because it does take a long time. Yeah, but we'll give it a go. We're going to go ahead and assault Erevan again here today. I'm just preparing to build up over this way, really. Have the men to the destruction try and take on additional men. Launch the assault over here. I believe we should be successful, honestly. Well... Alright, okay. That's a fair point, Ben. So we'll have it on hold for now, then. We'll have it on hold for now. It is a very valid point. And we'll see what happens then. I mean, maybe they may even fire upon the Japanese if they try to go across this way. That could be interesting. But yeah, no, that's a fair point then. We'll try that then. So we'll build up our ultimate forces in the future then, and we can try that. Okay. I mean, you guys have different ideas. I was thinking about invading Britain, but you guys are like, no, no, let's be more realistic here. So I agree with that. The good news is we will have Jaegers next turn. Now, Jaegers, we'll see. At the end of the day, they do tend to have pretty good discipline. They tend to be pretty useful troops, so we'll have them there. I mean, we're going to have them anyway, but at least we'll be able to use them. Yeah, no, I can agree there. Yeah, being able to time with additional landings around Alexandria with the Ottoman and Austrian fleet would also be hilarious. Yes, I agree. And we'll see. I mean, we did manage to inflict damage upon the French fleet, so I don't know how much is left of the French fleet. So that will be interesting. Right, so I think we're nearly off to the start now. Yeah, I do have a third Boer War, which is going to be going ahead. So it only costs us engagement points, but it means that there will be a rebellion in South Africa. He'll probably manage it, but it's still worth trying. Yeah, it's going to be winning. I think at the end of the day, we do have a German army, which is going to be coming over here. They're heading to Breda. Where the hell's Sittard? Oh, over here, okay. I don't know, I might want to garrison that, but I think it's worth being able to blow the rails over here if we need to. I think the only risk on waiting with the Dutch camp is they may send Japanese or Commonwealth force to East Indies. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the Afrikaner. Well, in fairness, it's like if the Entente does send forces to deal with the Dutch in the Dutch East Indies, it's like, it's gonna cost them. Like, this is more capable or fairly capable. It's also not been subdued at all. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's okay. I mean, if it keeps the Japanese busy over there, I'm fine with that. Right. Yeah, I do worry about this force over here, but that's something that we'll have to try to manage. Do I have any more Zeppelins over here? I do have Zeppelin raids. Can I raid Britain from here? I think you have to be within... Right. I think you have to be within like 5 regions of London. Something like that. Yeah, the Dutch Africa Corps. Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah, we've heard of a Deutsche Afrika Corps, but have you heard of a Dutch Africa Corps? That's hilarious. You guys are onto something special here. Alright. Oh yes, I deployed those over here, didn't I? Okay. I think we should be okay. At the end of the day, I do worry about the men aboard. There is a lot of men aboard here. There is a lot of equipment aboard here. But it's also 16 dreadnoughts with a battlecruiser squadron, multiple battleships. I think it should be okay. Once we get to... I mean, this is it. We are in the Baltic. We just have to get past a certain point and then we're home safe. I was thinking going safer, but I think it's worth it to get closer. So, I guess we'll see. Yeah. What's that? Sorry, if you base a Zeppelin out of Amsterdam, shouldn't you be in range? Do you actually have to have the Zeppelins there? Perhaps you do. I've got all these bloody aircraft I'm not doing jack with, so maybe we can actually use them to get some information. Yeah, they're very heavy though, so I can't transport them. So... Are you sure those troops can't land in Finland? Well, I'd love to have them land in Finland. The issue is, and I would need them for Helsinki. We'll return with heavy artillery when able. I don't want to take men from the Eastern Front, essentially. I want to be in a position where I can continue to punish Plummer. Because this is it. It's like, as was pointed out in the last stream, once Plummer gets below 40 national morale, he's in danger of mutinies. And if I can force the Russians into a state of mutiny, that does mean I can maybe go for more daring objectives or win greater battles or even have forces sent to the west. The problem is as well, it's like it's going to take under a week, it's going to take under a turn. It's going to take about a turn for them to arrive at Wilhelmshaven. So, and it's about equal, it's just a little bit further actually than the distance that could be made by a German army railing across Europe. So I'm thinking if I have them dropped over here at Wilhelmshaven, we have corps moving over here already. I could potentially get an army into a position here in 2 turns. I could probably do it before. I could probably do it with an Eastern army in 2 turns as well, but that's also 2 turns of where that army's off the front and that gives relief to the Russians. And I think he's doing this to relieve the Russians, so I need to make sure that I punish that rather than reward that. But we'll go forward. Let's go ahead and check over here. So we do have our diplomat over here at Greece still. We got to 66, hopefully we can get to 67 today. We have our diplomat over here in the United States. We'll try and move them away. And that may be why he hasn't declared war on Belgium. I really hope we get that artillery. We're actually very close again. We are very likely to get to level 3 first, so I'm hoping for that. Alright. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. Will the French attack in the west? Will the British land this turn? Probably. Yeah, and that's also a consideration there, Arthur. I was thinking about taking Eugene von Osterreich's army, but that's a very strong army. The Austrians are probably stronger on the Eastern Front than the Germans. But I need to maintain pressure, so Conrad von Hotzendorf is going to be attacking the south as well. But yeah, having the super heavy guns, and I would like to try and funnel more heavy guns out there in the future, so perhaps what I may do is release German fortress artillery, but we'll see how it goes. I'm glad I didn't take it from the Dutch border, I'll tell you that now, actually. But yeah, it's a very bold move by Alex. Okay, so do see the British over here. Maybe he's... Oh, okay. He's moved through mines over here. Technically, he may move through 2 areas of mines. We are bombarding them. He may be more bold than I would have expected, actually. But the Grand Fleet is taking hits there against the mines. He may regret this, actually. He may... Yeah. Oh, speaking of mines, we didn't have mines, but the mines have just appeared, haven't they? Ah, fuck yes! Oh, fuck me! Okay, that's the size of the fleet, not the size of the army. So, yeah, but never mind. But we are seeing the British off the coast there. Oh, that's great, Ben. So we do actually get mine hits against the British. We got the gunfire, too. I think we might have been able to cause quite a bit of damage to him. We're seeing Russian Marines out here. Not the Space Marines. Where are we bombarding here? I can't see. Are we being bombarded? I think they're bombarded. I can't tell. That's a lot of hits, yeah. Okay, so he pushes our cav out, but that's okay. Militia infantry there. Is this Erevan today? Yes. Yes, there we go. So we do take Erevan here today. We do have this heavy artillery. I do love the look of the Constantinople guns. Very nice. Sail against his navy now. Yeah, that could be a wise move there, Wesley. And especially in like waters with mines and naval gunfire support, that could be a very interesting thing to do there. We'll definitely check that out. We do take Erevan. I really want to know how that's going to impact on Russian morale. That is our first major objective taken. So that's great. Right, so the British are landing at The Hague. He may be landing over here. He's actually landing to the north as well. He may come to regret that. He may very well come to regret that. But I've got a feeling that he's probably going to be moving the French in the west. He's going to have to do that. Right, let's move on to my depot there. We do see a large army over there, but we do have Conrad marching against it. There should be an army to support Conrad as well. I wish we could have used gas over there. That's really where I wanted to use gas. But it's kind of where I expected him to move with an army as well, so we'll see how that goes. Right, he's attacking the cavalry again over here. Yep, he drives them back. Right, so yeah, he's landed over here, but he may come to regret this because I am moving forces here. Landed in The Hague's not surprising then. But yeah, he's taken quite a few hits over here. And if I did come in with the Grand Fleet, so the High Seas Fleet, wrong nation, I could potentially cause... well, it really would be the decisive battle. Those mines have done a lot of work. Okay, so he's attacking us out here. We may be driven back. Yes, we are driven back here today. That's a shame. I did feel it was a bit of a rough move to go there, but I think it was worthwhile even so. So we do take 10,000 casualties, but that's okay. We inflict 6,000. We also get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So we have Leonid over here, okay. But I can work with that. We have howitzers, so he does have heavy artillery over here. But with the fall of Erevan, I can go ahead and move an army up to this position and continue the fight. Oh, so we do see the French over here. I need to get an idea of how much we're dealing with there. We do see the Russians moving on us. We're moving on the Russians. I do kick that cavalry out. Goodbye. Right, we see the Bulgarians over here. Yeah, 220,000. Alright, there we go. Yeah, wow. Okay. So, we have a Bulgarian victory here. I mean, a total of 300,000 men involved in this. I don't think he had a chance to stop this. Perhaps it's just too many men. I mean, it's 870 artillery pieces. Obviously, not all of those being, like, heavier, but we do have the famous heavy-medium, medium-heavy, medium-heavy artillery regiment, howitzer regiment, brigade of the Bulgarians. And we do push them back. 27,000 casualties. Yeah, as I said, there's no commander here as well, so not having a commander means that they fight with extreme penalty. So, yeah, his men fell apart there, which is not good. So we do take the day there at Nish, which is great, so we get the depot there. If we could actually land a successful blow against the home fleet, that'd be great. Okay, so he's actually landed over here, interesting. He's landed in a couple places over here at Rotterdam. He's definitely going for a D-Day landing there, but we do have forces moving in. Yeah, we do push that cavalry out. We are going to see battle over here, then. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, we do take Nish. He's assaulting us over here. Do we reinforce? Oh, we do achieve a factory. A factory? I don't know why I said a factory. It's because I saw... was it Rotterdam's factory over there? I meant to say a victory, but I said a factory because I saw the factory. Okay, so we do achieve a victory there. I didn't think that was actually going to go in our favour. This is Lord Herbert Kitchener, so we have 30,000 casualties here for the British. It's not going well. I mean, this is it, yeah. Battle occurring over London. We could drive the British back into the sea here. That's a good victory. That's a good hold. Relief is on the way. Relief is on the way. Yeah, some Jaegers have arrived. Relief is on the way. Should be coming soon. Are the French marching against us? He's moving. He's got pontoon over here. He may be looking towards crossing the river there. Oh, we're seeing British forces down here as well. I kind of regret having the Bulgarians there on an offensive, but we'll see how that goes. Right, so Rotterdam, as predicted, will fall. Yeah, he takes 6,000 casualties. We're seeing 280,000 men. That's so many British forces here. We can contain that. We can contain it. Yeah, so we do take a L there, but I believe we broke... Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck me, that cost me. Okay. Yeah, I regret putting them on offensive there. I wanted to capture the actual thing, but I put them on a passive offensive, I think it was. Either way, anyway, that's fine. We can recover that. It's a shame, but we can recover it. At least we do know exactly what we're dealing with over here. And that's very important. So we're dealing with a British... It might be a British Corps and French, but I can deal with that, no problem. Yeah, he may be looking to cross over here soon, but I have reinforced that position there. The Tsar has moved away, unfortunately, so that's a waste of gas. Yeah, he's moving pontoon, so he... Oh, he's moving! He's moving on Colmar, but we have just reinforced here at Colmar. Okay. I didn't notice that. Let's see how that goes. I pray that we hold, but I think we may. I think we may have a chance, but we'll see. It's going to be very bloody either way. But we do take Erevan here today. Though, Erevan... Oh, okay, here. 270,000 to us. But I'm lacking artillery. But we do have the level 5 trenches. We do have the wooded hills. We have the river in our favour. Fucking hell, this is a huge battle. 570,000 men, 500,000 to the French. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm hoping that we hold here today. I really want to hold here today. We do have the army at Mulhouse Leiden. We did have Ruprecht von Bayern. Oh no, Ruprecht is to the north. I forget the name. This is the Crown Prince, isn't it? I don't know how this is going to go. Casualties look to be mounting. We do have a lot of militia in here as well. These are not our best troops, but let's hope. Let's hope. Fuck, it's a victory. Oh. Right, that's very important there. Yeah, he had 2,700 pieces of artillery. This is a very important hold for us here today. It's a good job that we reinforced there just on the turn. But we do hold here against the French. We do hold. For now. He's on offensive, so we saw what happened last time. So let's hope that this is not the continuation. But yeah, he did take the river crossing there. The river crossing does not help them at all. And this is it. This is why having this position was important. He's really brought everything he could over here. He's got troops from all over the Empire. And that's important information to have there. Right, so yeah, you can see here we had 202 trench effectiveness there. We inflicted 248 hits. He inflicted 182. I think we did come out on top over here. And 160k men, yeah, just exactly. Yeah, things against Spicer there. Yeah. Horrendous casualties. But we do manage to hold there for now. We're on the 9th day of battle. We do see Conrad over here. Hopefully Conrad's reinforced as well. We do see reinforcements. We do push back the Russians here. So Conrad von Hotzenhammer, Hammer of the Russians, inflicts a victory once again. Well, a defeat once more upon the Russians. It's very good as well. This sort of thing is what's going to help break the Russians. And if I can break the Russian morale and force the army to mutiny, then we have an opportunity to send men to the west. There's 280,000 Brits in the Netherlands, but we can manage that. Yeah, will this continue here today? We'll see. But we are on home ground advantage. He's moved across. He doesn't have a supply line. Well, not an easy supply line. Will they continue? He may not. Oh, his second battle over here. At Mulhouse. Hopefully we're reinforced. We are reinforced, but again, I don't know how it could go. We do have the advantages of being a defender, but he could have used gas. Okay, we've got a heavy amount of reinforcement there. That's very important. Honestly, when you're watching these, I can never really tell how this is going to go, but I think we'll possibly hold. I need to learn what the numbers mean. I think that's entrenchment, maybe. Ah, and a second victory over here. Right, that was very bloody turn, but we do manage to hold. We do manage to hold. I don't think Alex is going to be happy, but we have managed to hold. But in fairness, this is that's like the toughest part of the line. We did manage to reinforce it as well. Though, yeah, we'd sent some men down there. Not as many men as we could have sent, so that's very important for us there. That's very important. But, yeah. I love the French armoured cars. He didn't have the problem with the river, which is important. Oh, no, a little bit of a problem there with the river, but not a major problem. Oh, no, yeah, we do see it over here, yeah. But his problems. He did bring howitzers. And this is very good for us. This is actually mostly infantry and militia with not that much in the way of actual artillery support there. Indeed, so much death. Yeah, early identical casualties to... Yeah, exactly. That's a very, very important hold for us. Very important hold. Yeah, 140k losses, 200k for them, yeah. We'll see what goes on. But it does drive back the French. We do hold our positions, which is good. Oh, we see another battle over here. Did we retreat from here? I'm not sure. We see a second battle over here at Colmar. Again, who knows? We may not hold this time around. Right, we see 440,000 men. This is a very large battle. We're seeing less French. There is just physically less French on the ground now. We need to hold here at Colmar. The numbers are closing, but again, this is very, very important for us, so I'm hoping that we do hold. I keep saying this because I honestly can't really tell how it's going to go. I think in our favour. Okay, and again, we do achieve victory, but the numbers are closing, yeah. So we see there 69,000 losses to the French 57,000, but the French do have the artillery. We just have the benefit of the position here, which is really helping out. Those trenches are really helping. By the way, this is the 10th day. So there's time for more battle here, but we'll see. Right, oh, we do engage the Tsar! Oh my god, the gas was worth it! Ho-ho! Oh, yes! Oh, yes, the Jedi are gonna feel that one! Take that, Mr. Tsar! Like a fly to the trap! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Ho-ho! I should play the lottery! Oh, and I was talking about earlier on in the episode that being a waste of, gas! Gas, gas, gas! Wow, that's nice. Yeah, we do have Eric... Actually, Eric von Falkenhayn leads this battle, which is not... Where's Hindenburg in this battle? Hindenburg's actually apparently not in this battle. That's a shame. I don't think Falkenhayn liked Hindenburg, did he? So it's a shame that we didn't have Hindenburg here just to really drive home. But yeah, that was really nice there. It looked like he actually moved back in there. He lost most of his army there, and that gives us that's a beautiful position there for us to launch a counterattack. Just look at the amount of artillery there, 1,956 to 354 there. Amazing for us there. Hopefully that will send the Russian morale collapse in there. Yeah, Tsar killed by our troops. And he went in there with gas as well, so I'd love to capture these howitzers, by the way. Gonna need them in the west. Yeah, Hindenburg took a nap. Big day. Nice, we've got a little victory over there just to drive home there. Yeah, more Japanese forces over here, so maybe we could have moved out, but we'll bear that in mind. If we can move out to invade the Suez with the Dutch troops and have the Dutch Africa Corps, that'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, so we do see Rotterdam and The Hague fall, which is what we expected. I think I cut the rails at Rotterdam, but we'd have to check. Yeah. It would have been nice if had Hindenburg to really drive that home, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, he's moved on to Sarajevo to put it to siege, but that's okay. Yeah, he's over there. I can probably move across to the rails. Oh, we do see a battle! Yes! Hopefully I can take this position and have the rails. Give me those rails. Give me those rails. Rails achieved. Oh, he's actually sitting inside there. That's going to cost him. Wow! Okay, we managed to hold. We managed to hold, baby. We don't manage to hold all the Netherlands, but we hold enough of the Netherlands. We lose Rotterdam, but we expected to lose Rotterdam. But the French took a big L. I mean, we took a lot of casualties, but I can move men around. He's finally committed to battle, but again, he's committed to the hardest part of the line, but he has moved those pontoon bridges to the north. We're up to 97 morale. We gained 5 morale. Actually, 6 morale this turn. Wow. Big hold for us. What are the Russians at? The Russians are at 46, okay. 6 more morale. 6 more morale, and then the Russians are going to be looking at mutiny checks. We took Erevan here today. Oh, did we take Erevan today? Because I saw a Russian flag. I still haven't got Erevan, are you kidding me? How is it still holding? Nonetheless, we'll just go ahead and order the assault again. It will be ours. It is a little annoying, I must admit, but it will be ours. Had we got Erevan as well, that would have driven the morale further into the black. No, into the red. But either way, we'll go ahead and move this army up over here. So the interesting thing is he's in this position now. The rail line wasn't repaired. I can actually rail into here, which is really... Oh, I can't rail into because I broke the rail, didn't I? Yeah, your morale is so high you can afford to print money. Oof, do we? Alright. So we were driven back there, but we are massing men here. Let me see, I've got 2 corps commanders over here. What I'll do is I'll reorganize a 3rd army, shortly enough, and then we'll have an army to push up against the forces over here in Georgia. Alright, these men here. They're over here to build up control. I could do with some supply there, but they'll probably be okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Western Front. Excuse me. A lot of casualties over here. But the beautiful thing is, it's like I could move men around here. I could even potentially move an army. You know what would be amazing is to move on heavy artillery. But it's okay. I think at the end of the day, I can hold in position. The French have a little bit of military control over here, but I can rail in reinforcements here, which is pretty good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now to contain the British in the Netherlands. Well, let's see. Did our reinforcements arrive? Yes, our reinforcements have arrived over here. So I do have the Germans over here. And I do have the Austrians here as well, and also some additional German forces too. Our brave Dutch forces are now active. And the Dutch seek revenge. But in fairness, it's a very interesting position here, and the British fleet did take some losses there. Those mines will have caused damage. Oh, it appears... Did we arrive? I believe we did arrive. Yes, we've arrived. But my army... Right, that's the only problem, is that von Hausen isn't an army commander. Which is a major problem there, because I don't have that army fighting at peak efficiency, but again, I can still break it up and have a couple corps there. Maybe what I do is... We'll figure it out. What I'll do is I'll organize them and have them sent over here. But let's go ahead and just take a look at the time required to arrive here. And I could go to reinforce Amsterdam directly. 8 days. 8 days would be in Amsterdam. Another position could be here in 6 days. Maybe it would have been worth it to arrive at Bremen, but, you know, we're here now. So that's good. So that means that we have 160,000... Well, actually, no, it's 100,000 men. Looks like we may have taken some... Oh, I think it included the men on the ships as well, so never mind, it did include the sailors there too. Right, so do have the German fleet here. I think it's, as said, I think it's probably a very good shot to go against the British here. We're seeing battleships here. Now the German fleet's not in the best condition. But maybe we give it a go. And if I could beat them back, that'd be amazing. I think we should have this world's battle of Jutland off the coast of the Netherlands. Send in the high seas fleet and the Dutch fleet, yeah. Having the Dutch in there as well would help. I could also send in the U-boats for what strength they have. Which is not a lot. But yeah, having the Dutch in there is a pretty useful thing in there. Yeah, we'll go for it. Yeah, and the thing is, he's in mines now as well, so he's taken a big cohesion hit. We still have the fortress guns over here, which are going to fire upon the enemy. You can see that these guns took a lot of pounding. A pounding, I should say. Not a lot of pounding. We still have a coastal artillery battery over here. The important thing is, so the army of Kitchener has been really reduced in morale here. Sorry, really reduced here in cohesion. Yeah. Yeah, so the good news is we've managed to hold out, because he has effectively thrown men over here. We're not going to be reinforced right now. How many men do we have? 66, 35, and then obviously there's a garrison here. 100,000, 44, Evan, obviously, these guys actually came out smelling like roses. Amazing. But what we can do is move our forces around here. I don't know why this unit's so low on cohesion. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why is the cohesion low? Oh, because they fought in the battle as far away. Wow. Wow. Okay, so those forces actually contributed from 2 regions away. Well, technically, I guess 1 region. But you know what I mean. If you're to go by rail, 2 regions. Okay. I mean, really, I could have a corps moved over here. I could have... I don't think the French are in strong enough numbers now, perhaps. He had a good shot of it, but I think he would have been better concentrating over here at Metz, where the terrain's better. Like, the terrain definitely helped us out over here. The river helped us out, too. But, honestly, I've got to praise it for doing it. It is well worth it, and it's very cool. How much do we gain this turn? 858 this turn. Very nice. We're up to 1... Yeah, look at that. We're actually gaining war supply here. I guess the Dutch obviously do have industry. Oh, you know what? I can actually finally find out what the naval yard does. I wanted to know for a while there. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Evil, what we could do is I could have this army railed down here to Colmar, and have this army of Repress railed up over here to Metz, and then I do change around that. Make sure I've got cores over here, or something over here. But I could have the heavy artillery railed into Colmar, and then it's like the coolest thing in the world to actually finally be able to use the heavy artillery. Because if we do that, if we completely smash the French attack, but then he could potentially attack over here as well, it's hard to say, but I think we're in a good position, actually. I think Plumber is going to be perhaps not as amused as he would like to be. Right, we finally have this force back on the rails. I'm going to go ahead and move it over here, have it besiege. kind of want that done with. Yeah, and, well, we'll see, we'll see. I mean, I can have the heavy artillery moved over here. Heavy artillery is obviously very good at breaking through trenches, as one would expect. Yeah, he could attack. Yeah, and as you say there, the pontoons, as we noticed, so it's one of those. I'd be able to move the armies around probably in time, but it is a bit of a risk. Okay, so we do have the first army over here. Not quite army strength, but at least it's getting back up there. I'd love to rail in and just get rid of this army, because they still should be starving. And I think they're finally out of supplies. We did win another important victory down here against the Russians, and if I can continue that, and I do have 2 armies over here, so I could potentially continue that. I could maybe switch around the calls over here to have some calls with... yeah, what I could do is maybe switch that around and go with a single powerful army and push. He's not moved over here, but again, I could just wait for him to starve to death. We're pushed up over here. Has that rail been repaired? Apparently so. Whoops. Yeah, the British are... Oh, the British have moved out from Basra. Interesting. Looks like it built a depot over here as well. That's quite nice. Evil likes the plan with the heavy artillery, and I think I can do that. I mean, it does weaken our defenses over here, but it's like, I do have an opportunity to just completely punish the French over here, and I really like that idea. And it is putting the heavy artillery to greatest use. We'll be there in 4 days. Herr Hindenburg. We'll take a look at that. So I can have this army moved over here. They'll be there in a day. Obviously that does leave me light on the ground over here, but I don't think that's a major problem. I could move militia forces into here. Really, I can't leave it without a garrison there. I'll send this force over there, but at least we do have something to hold it. They'll be there in a day. But I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll have the army moved over here. He's a decent commander. But again, that is a lot of heavy artillery. That's a lot of heavy artillery. And it would be put to best use there. Yeah. Well, in fairness, QA doesn't really offer anything. It does offer a port, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. The problem with this area is just getting around, but I do have the advantage. Believe it or not. They're moving through swamps. There's also... Oh, steps out here is interesting. Swamps and steppes, rather interesting mix. I don't think the heavy artillery did because they were just too far away. Yeah, well that's it, they're evil. And there's a reason why we concentrated the heavy artillery, so we'll stick with it. Okay, so there's no supplies right now. We'll just wait for it to build up and then continue to push there. Yeah. Honestly, I think Alex is not going to be happy, and I couldn't appreciate why. He spent a lot of time preparing for that. But again, this is like the hardest part there. This is the wooded hills. We did also move reinforcements out. Really, had he attacked earlier, we would have been in a much worse situation. How are we doing over in Finland? So everybody's just hunkering down there in Finland. Next country into the Central Powers would be Greece. I said we did move back there. Oh, boo. Let's see. So Russia's at 28% now. The Russians are on the way out. I don't like Austrian alignment being so poor, but we'll manage. Yeah, so even though we got a breach over here at Erevan and hits over here, we still didn't take Erevan. I can't believe we haven't taken it. It's so strange. Must be like a cohesion thing. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, several damage. Yeah, several vessels have been damaged by naval mines. That's great. In fairness, he didn't see those mines being there last turn, so it's not fair to assume that he would have known. I mean, I didn't know if we'd get mines or not, so it's lucky that we did. So I'm just going to go ahead and send this, and yeah. He did take a lot of casualties, but it's not like in the earlier part of the war where it had a greater impact. It's like we still have reserves now. He still has reserves. And I'm glad that we got to really beat up on the Tsar as well. Like, that gas turned out to be perfect. Right, there we are. Can you use gas? Possibly. I don't know if you can use it in the same region where you are. We'll have to try it and see what happens. Yeah, we'll check on the Greek and Italian alignment. Well, we know what the Greek is at 65, but again, we can keep that going. Italian's there at 35, so he has advanced the Italians, but I think we have time here. Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. I don't even know if China does get forces. The Mexicans get forces, so maybe the Chinese do. Who knows? I've never had the Chinese, so it could be quite interesting to see what happens there. It would help our colony as well, at least. But yeah. So, honestly, we're doing pretty well. He's up to 50% there, they're both up to 50, but I think it's not going to make that much of a difference. We may be approaching victory in the east. And there may be very little that can be done. Yeah, so the Texel fort over here bombarded Bradford's EE's fleet, landed 24 hits, suffering 16 returns. Yeah, it's those mines that did a lot of damage to them. I don't think it's going to be happy about that. Yeah, let's have war back in Mexico. That'd be amazing. Do you have Ataturk on the field yet? Maybe, I don't know. We'd have to see. Wow, look at that. Oh, so he's bombarded Tsingtao. We took one hit, we dealt 42. And it looks like, yeah, the Japanese actually did seem to pass the Dutch East Indies. Now, we took 12 hits, but we dealt 17 back. Yeah, so these guns are already paying off. The Japanese have really been taking punishment. I'm also not seeing the fleet out here, so maybe we have a chance to move there. Belgium's alignment is probably still 50-50. Yeah, the Belgians are just like, you know what, imagine if we got involved in this war. That'd be awful. What are we up to? So we captured 4 on the battlefield there. I can afford to build a railway gun, so that's going to be cool when it happens. Assuming that there are 1,000 war supply. I could almost afford to build another squadron of dreadnoughts. And then have them for the second war. Did I manage to cut in the rails? I don't think I did. That's annoying. That's unfortunate. It's okay though. Right, this Austrian army had a good rest out here. What nations are left that don't have a neutrality ticker? Afghanistan, Arabia, Persia, Mexico. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Von Letter taking his East Africans out to all corners of the planet. That's a lot of casualties for the Entente. It's not over for the Entente, it's just another day of battle, really. But it is a shame, because they obviously wanted to break. But we managed to hold there, which is good. He's obviously captured a toehold there, and he probably can land additional forces, so... And we'll bear that in mind, but obviously we're going to... we'll be moving additional forces too, and I could potentially attack Kitchener. And maybe we can win the battle, but honestly we'll see. Yeah, so we gained 2 national morale from the victory at Colmar there. I live for that sound effect. The trench is obviously helping out here significantly. How many rounds was this battle? 6 rounds. Whoosh. Many rounds. The Spanish. Dunno, really. Only problem with Spain is just, does it have enough force to stand up against the Entente? I just feel like the Entente would get slam dunked. Obviously they've got Portugal to worry about as well, but yeah. Who knows? I've never seen them in a game. It probably makes sense for the Entente to try and get them if they're any use at all. Whose general was better at Colmar? I mean, we don't have the best generals in the West, honestly. He does seem to have better generals out here. Spain's an interesting choice. I agree. But the beautiful thing here is we've denied the Entente what they needed and what they wanted. The Tsar's still in position here, so I can just completely slam dunk on the Tsar. Did he repair the rail line as well for me? Plumber. You know how to treat a girl. You know how to treat a girl. Maybe. Honestly, this is really bad for him in the north. There's just not a lot of good things going on now. I think the Russians are on their way out, and I don't think there's anything they can do about it. He's only got, what, 6 more morale? He'll lose Erevan eventually. I can't believe he didn't lose it today, to be honest. I think it's only because of this that they stopped attacking, but anyhow. Yeah, he's got a force over here, but we do have a great force, I just need to organise it. And then we've got objectives over here to Tbilisi and Batum to take. Well, I mean, this is it. It's like we had reinforcements coming from quite far away. We're on rail lines. We've got entrenched positions. There's a lot of things in our favour there. I don't know. I mean, this is it. If you capture the Tsar, then that kind of would be the death of the Imperial household. Well, at least their prestige, anyway. Somebody asked about gas. We'll see. I can see if we can use it over here. Yeah, so I can't seem to use it over here. I can't bloody use it over here as well. I could use gas at Rotterdam, but we did break the rails at Rotterdam, which is good. So at least that does slow him down ever so slightly. It does also potentially make it harder for his force over here. He landed a lot of men, but it may just be not enough now. I mean, we've got reinforcements out here. Wow, the Grand Fleet's looking a lot less grand right now. I really wish I could make him an army. That'd be so easy. But we've got enough corps commanders to make things work anyway. Yeah, so we'll have our guard divisions and super heavy artillery out there soon enough. We're defending here in marshlands, clear to the south. I may just want to have the army moved over here to the clear terrain, and then at least it can better support. I do have my forces over here. Okay. Ooh, wow, they got kind of beaten up, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is it. He probably will withdraw right now, but it does also mean... And to be fair, what I could go ahead and do then is... like, we could have the set the fleet to bombard. Is he in command range of GHQ? I think that's probably the problem there. That is not... I don't know. I think it's to do with theatres, but I'm not too sure. He may not be within range to become an army commander of the West. I'll have to do a little bit more learning with that one, really. Yeah, so see a French corps over here. So obviously that Bulgarian corps, division was eviscerated, but that's honestly okay. They're not that strong. It looks like he moved out to naval forces over here as well, so we have a good idea what we're dealing with. I could always bring, like, the Austrian and Ottoman fleets, at least what remains of them, and land forces over there at Salonika, which is now an objective for us as well. Yeah, we're just building up control over here in Serbia. Now, he could move across over here into Serbia, and he may well do that. But honestly, if I control each... I mean, I don't know. I mean, do I blow the rails here? I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Wow, not even all of Bulgaria's made it across this turn. Though they will be next turn. So he does have men inside. We have our cavalry over here. Yeah, we took the city here. We'll go take that city. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit harder to get to. 29 days. I'm just going to instead take this division then. I'm going to order this division out this way anyway. Or in fact, yeah, I'll just do it anyway. I'll go ahead and send these men over here. It's only 12 days, and then we take that. The army's not ready here, which is a problem. Oh, it's a shame, actually, that he's not an army commander. At least I can make him a corps commander again. This man's been a corps commander so many times. He's been an army commander a couple times. He's been everything. I've been everywhere. I think we're in a stronger position than we were last turn, actually. Well, I don't know, not stronger. Like, we were kind of on the doorstep of, like, taking Petrograd in the future, but, you know what, it's okay. As soon as I have a, I don't know, do I wait for that army to be activated and then push? I think so, but we'll see. I could move in now, more than likely, and still be okay. In theory, it should be a better army. Yeah, we opened up the rails over here, which is great, so that army could be moved down this way, perhaps. I guess I'll have them march over here. Yeah. Yeah. Five days. I'm gonna go ahead and move that army across here. Five days. 5 days. The problem is that an unactivated army takes longer to move. So what I'll do is I'll move him over here. It should march us out of the guns, if there's indeed a battle. I don't really like having them do this because it's not ideal, but we'll go in. How does winning the game work? Like, is there a way to get Serbia to surrender? Serbia won't surrender. Well, in theory, they could surrender if you got their rebel alignment up that high. And then there's the checks there, but they'll just be defeated rather than surrender, really. But yeah, so what we need to do then is take Nish over here. So I think what I could do is order a assaulted Nish, take the city there. And, yeah. We've got additional forces over here now. That's, I'll leave a garrison there just to make sure we have one. Alright, so take the port over here, which is good. We'll check casualties in a minute, actually. I can say I lost the air war. Yeah, we finished off our munitions factories in Breslau and Vienna. Yeah, multiple forces are now ready. We also have the other regiment of heavy artillery. Nice. Those men pulling back. Oh, these men will make it back at least. There's not that many of them, but I can recover them. Now, the war on the Eastern Front really has broken down. We're fighting in two directions now. The Austrians in the well, the Austrians in the south, and the well, the Austro-Romanian effort in the south, and then the German-Austrian effort in the north. Yeah. And then I can take an objective over here soon too. I could try to gas him here, but the problem is he's probably likely to run. Yeah, but it would be nice to gas that. It's a pretty good army to gas. The rations are just on their way out. I checked the morale, but I forgot to check the... Yeah, he's not got as many forces out at Salonika now. So we can make something happen there. Right, yeah, wow, look at that. So the Western Entente dropped down to 61% combat there. Or we've just gained more forces, bit of A, bit of B. Obviously we did lose an men too. So we're at 1.4 million losses. The Russians are up to 1.6 million losses. The Western Entente are up to 590,000 losses. A lot of losses here today. But the difference is, like, our morale is almost back to where we began. The Russians are nearly at the point of mutiny. And it's just not going well. Yeah. I built one fighter unit, and I've just had my ass kicked because I didn't build any more fighters. I haven't replaced them either, but eventually I will do, but we'll see. Maybe the game, maybe the war may be over by then. Yeah, we've got a third war over here. So, when Great Britain entered the Great War, it brought its dominions into war as well as including South Africa. A large number of the Boers, who had fought the British a decade earlier, had ancestral ties to Germany and little love for the British. Throughout 1914, loyal South African forces were tied down, suppressing the revolts that occurred in Boer territory. So that's like over here. Yeah, uprising again. Interesting. The reason, Hugh, is, let's check the cost. It's 250 state funds and 5 engagement points right now. And don't get me wrong, that's not expensive. But the war in the air isn't the decisive one right now. I'm like kind of saving just funds and materials and engagement points for... I'm hoping that we can eventually get the stormtroopers and, yeah, be able to like push infantry tactics. I agree it would help to push us forward though. So let's see out here then. So I can play the Zeppelins over here, which reduces the hiding value of the enemy. Which is really the perfect thing for it, actually. No, that's true there, Brooke. I do agree. Why not? Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do then is organize a German army here. I wish it was an army, but apparently no. Shame. Alright, well that kind of works there. It could definitely end in the destruction of the British here. And especially if the British withdraw, that means that we have the High Seas Fleet providing naval gunfire support, which means that, and as well, he is facing forces that are entrenched level 4 now. I mean, they entrench pretty quickly. Yep. And there's like 48,000 German infantry, there's another 24,000 Jaegers out here for what different Jaeger makes. Yeah, having amazing reconnaissance will definitely help. Reducing their hide value. Yeah, so the hide value is 1 right now, so they'd have no hide value. Yeah, I don't think he's going to remain. But it also looks like there's a Callahan GA's fleet. It's blue? Is that like a French fleet? I'm not sure. Yeah, Dunkirk on the North Sea. But I mean, this is it. It's like he's in an area now with mines. That's fantastic. Yeah, we have Austrians over here as well. I mean, they're properly equipped. We have another corps over here too. So, we may not have the numbers right now. But to be honest, it's an interesting question. What does he have? He's gone across over here. He has Rotterdam, which is a size 7 and it's a harbour, so he will get supply through there. But right now he doesn't have the ground. We have marshes over here. Marshes are very nasty to fight in. The fact that he got hit by 2 fortresses over here as well, like Benevolence is pretty well defended for that then. Like we can send men in here. It's honestly a goddamn shame because I really wanted to send these guys to Serbia. to participate in the fall of Serbia, but instead they're going to participate in the fall of the British Army, so... You know, you win some, you lose some. And sometimes the Naval gets invaded, but, you know, that's not something you often see talked about. I do love Alex for doing it. I don't think he's going to be happy. But the war's not over. Until we win. And then it's over. And then we'll have another season. Yeah, raise an additional divisions over here. Honestly, the Central Powers has awoken in terms of, like, manpower. We saw about 280, just shy of 300,000 British troops. Also, he has vastly lower cohesion too, so that'd make a big difference. In terms of how much of the British Army is, I'm not too sure. I think it's a pretty considerable amount. We've got the BEF over here, so he probably doesn't have them in France. We've got Arabs over here too, Arab Bureau. Malta stores. He's really brought everything here. I don't know, I think honestly he would have had much greater success invading Belgium. It may have driven the US back, but I think he would have had a much greater position to... Because he would have had the French there. He could... I think the problem with the French army is it's like he could have just kept his position on the Western Front, and if it had moved through Belgium, I think he would have had a much greater chance of success. Like, Belgium would have been very difficult for me to hold on to. I think a lot of Belgium I would have just had to surrender. But I think it's one of those. I think he wanted to try and draw forces away from the Western Front and then launch an attack, which he did, but it's just... We did manage to get the reinforcements there. It could have worked maybe if it had been done at another time, but again, hard to say. So, I mean, this is it. We have been reinforcing the border here as well. Right, what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave the militia there to blow the rails. This supply can move across the river. Well, I mean, to be honest, we didn't really draw anything from the Eastern Front. The only force that we've drawn from the East was the army that was about to land in Finland. It's fortunate that we... to be fair, they haven't played a role yet, so they're here. But they haven't yet played a role. Hold on a sec, guys. I'm getting an international call. Just give me a sec. Let me see what it is. So it's been a moment. Oh, wrong one. Oh, never mind. They stopped calling, so it must have been a spam anyway. Yeah. Interesting. Well, that was short. Right, okay. Maybe had he landed over here as well, but again, there's mines. There's also the fortress over here too. Do I have the game showing? I do. Good. Right, okay. So I could rail into Amsterdam here. Alright. Yeah. Luckily enough, I also do have some extra munitions over here. Right. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of warranty, I do need to actually pay for the warranty on this laptop. I haven't been able to afford it for a while, so I've been trying to, like, coax them to lower the price little by little. So I need to see what they've said there. Little by little. Little by little. Alright, yeah, I think we're looking good. I mean, we have finally reached the point now where we're gaining 858. I think we're surpassing where we were before. We're gaining more wall supply. And the thing is, it's like if we do drive the British out of the Netherlands, it is going to be quite the defeat for the Entente, but the war's not over. It just puts us in a very a strong position. I mean, the Western Front does have to hold now. But I think the Western Front can hold. And there's going to be a lot of pressure here, and maybe this is what it's planning to do, is like launch attacks over here so reinforcements head down this way. And reinforcements are headed down this way, but it's like, I'm okay to give ground here in the north if it means I can smash him in the south. Because, like, I'm in the better position. I've got the just humongous amount of heavy artillery heading south. I mean, that's like almost all of our heavy artillery heading south. We'll see how it goes. And if I can drive the French back... like, he's not gonna... It's not very likely... Well, I mean, these forces over here, this one's got low cohesion. This one's got okay cohesion. These guys are lower on cohesion. Like, the French are low on cohesion. Or at least half on cohesion. So the thing here to bear in mind is it's like I'm bringing in forces that are fresh, coordinated, and well armed. Yeah, he's besieging Sarajevo. Honestly, at some point I'll send a force to relieve Sarajevo, but we got Sarajevo. There's not much you can do about it. In fairness, I think I may just launch march an army down this way to go take that settlement as well now. Just put them on that one for now. Yeah. Whoops. Will take time to get there, but it's worth trying to get there. That's good to know there, Geller. I'm really happy to know about that. I think what I'll do then is order an assault over here. We have our other commanders coming across now. Oh, he's active. If only I could make you an army. Oh yeah, we also do have the Ottoman heavy artillery over here. And to be fair, we do have the rail lines, so... Ah, fuck me. Alright. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Serbia is pretty much gone. I mean, there's the Entente force down here to the south, but if I can just take control of this rail line, then that means I can get to them. And we'll drive on Salonika. Salonika, then. And I could take the Austrian army and march on Salonika, then, and, yeah. I'll just overwhelm him with Bulgarians. All these, and more, are options. I also need generals down there. I could raise some generals this turn if I wanted to. I wish I had them in the same position, but he's just a... Yeah, he's just a corps commander rather than an army commander. If it was an army commander, that'd be so much better, but it is what it is. Yeah. And the entry of the Bulgarians there just completely changed the war in Bulgaria. Because there was all these forces that could move. Like, Romania has that border with the Russians, so obviously couldn't commit everything there. I could be there 15 days. 13 days. I guess we'll try it. I hope he has a garrison there, but I'm going to assume he has a garrison. In which case, maybe it's better to go for something that's not likely to be garrisoned. 16 days. Let's go over here, then I can at least take supply from the city and just keep moving between, and just moving across Ukraine. If we move across Ukraine, then just keep causing problems. Honestly, I think we're okay enough to go forward here. We're only a day away as well, which is nice. Right, 8 days. A little march to the sound of the guns. It's Conrad after all, so they will go. I could also lay some gas out if I wanted to. And I think we will. I mean, we're a day out. It's like, even if he tries to rail out, I don't know if he can make it out in a day. But if I can gas him, then yeah, then it's just completely over. I'm just waiting for this army just to starve to death, honestly. Right, 10 days will be here. In fact, I'll have the Austrians remain here, just gather cohesion. Have the Romanians move down here. Yeah. So I think we're due quite the naval engagement. Yeah, exactly evil. Alright, so the Austrian fleet's not exactly looking too hot right now. Again, I've learned a lesson there. But I mean, we did have them engage. If I had a dreadnought, that'd be amazing. But honestly, it doesn't really much matter at this point. Russia's on the way out. I don't know if it's even worth maintaining the garrisons on the Anatolian coast. I mean, the British have just committed a huge amount of men. In fact, it may... Right, we'll go ahead and just maximize the amount of men we have out here then. I still have garrisons there, but I'm just taking these forces, and I think if I can achieve a total victory in the Caucasus, I think that's worth it. I think I'll send the other heavy artillery as well. Yeah. And it was a good idea. I mean, it did have merit. It's just maybe having attacked the north rather than like a position of relative strength, if that makes sense. No, I can agree. Right now, the Italians are not in. But I know you mean there, Brooks. The French, obviously... The French are here. He may go into port one day and then find himself not able to leave again. But I think we're in a pretty good position. I think I'm going to go ahead and just really try to up the ante with the Ottomans over here. Let me go ahead and send some cavalry out that way. Could I have, like, some cavalry moved? Maybe give them something... Like, maybe I give them... and set them out there. They should have a better chance at it, in theory. I could give them more supply, and then maybe if I could move to Azerbaijan, I could cut that line, or at least hit him there. He's probably going to have the Russians out here anyway, so we'll figure out what the Russians are. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is we're going to finish up... do I want to move there? I think what I'm going to do is just wait until... I don't know. Yeah, no, right. Exactly. Right, I'm going to make this entirely my rail. It looks like he's moved forces around here as well. I should just break the rail, but it doesn't really much matter. I don't think he's going to have the forces to send. We have our cavalry over here. Yeah, he didn't go for anything over here. I think maybe we just go on a mission. Well, that's going to take some time. I might want to wait until they gain enough cohesion then. Otherwise, if I move out now, they'll lose all that cohesion. Oh, yeah, we still have a broken rail line over here, so the center of the network is still broken over here at Pinsk. Not that it really much matters now. Yeah, so we'll push the assault on. Conrad would be proud. Hindenburg's in a good position here. And it's like, yeah, we could have Hindenburg or more German forces sent to the west, but I think we're alright. I think what I'm going to do now is just push on the Russians like they've never known it. Yeah, down with the crown. I think this is it. It's like the Tsar is kind of fucked right now. Honestly, the fact that he came back into the area where we had the gas and then we just had Eugene just marching, it's just, honestly, I don't know what he kind of expected, but I don't think he expected the gas. I haven't actually seen it say gas, but there's a lot of things being shown right here. Thank God for the mines. Honestly, the mines did so much damage to him. I think he's lost more than he could have ever expected, honestly. I'm going to assume that gas was used. Right. Look at the coalition that we have here. Never expected to get the Netherlands. Didn't expect that one to come. Didn't expect that. Hmm. 120 days. That's not that long. Ah, were you going to purchase air? Maybe. Maybe. I know I should. I should probably, like, purchase replacements as well, but apparently we don't really need them. It would be wise, wouldn't it? It would be wise. It's not that expensive. Fucking, it's expensive cash-wise. Fucking hell. There's something really appealing. I did have this dream last night where I just raised an entire army of cavalry. And there's a part of me that's like, you know, that'd be pretty fun actually, but you know, they'd have a hell of an assault value. Yeah, it is a bit expensive. I don't know, maybe we do. It would be a wise thing to do. I'd rather have super heavy artillery for that price. Ooh, man after my own heart. Yeah. Hmm. $2,000, my gosh. 1,000 days, yeah. I think the war will be over by then. I was kind of thinking about building submarines, and then it's like if it does get drawn into a long war, maybe I can starve the British out. But it does run the risk of bringing the Americans in, but I don't think it'll much matter at that point. I don't know. We'll see. I think we're in a good spot, but I think I've got to recognise that spot is a possibly tenuous thing. Yeah. Yeah, don't lose what you have. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, after all? Right. I think what we'll do is build... Tell you what, it'd be interesting to get a lot of Dutch, wouldn't it? I mean, I could get... Right, I'm gonna go ahead and get some Dutch into this, get the Dutch militia. Having those men there could be very handy. Alright, I think I'm gonna actually raise some new generals. Sorry there, Gallo. In the future we will. In the future we will. I'm also trying to see if I can save up for railway guns or something crazy, but we'll see. We're actually doing alright on tanks. Who knows? Maybe it's spent on tanks. I am very poor in terms of state funds. I'm just basically being kept on life support by just the sheer mass of the Central Powers economy. But today we stand tall. That's good. I think we're about to land some real hammer blows against the Russians, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just thinking that if I'm raising more men, having more generals or better generals could be good too. So I was thinking about raising another wave of German infantry, but I think if we don't have the generals, I can't lead them effectively. But I do think what we do going forward then is prepare for a long war. But we're not far from defeating the Russians. They're up to 28% this turn. I think they're on 26 last turn. So it's not shot up as much as it did beforehand, but we're in a good position. Obviously, the Austrians are a little worrisome. Germany's own alignment as well is not great, but we'll see what happens. I don't know what happens if there's an event with the Russians. I don't know. Maybe that boosts Central Powers alignment. Who knows? Yeah. I am looking forward to getting Odessa, though. So what I'll do then is bring Conrad eventually down to Odessa and use him. Really, it would have been really nice. I could have... Maybe I save up and get like 2 regiments of super heavy artillery, because it's like, if I really should have been using my super heavy artillery just significantly better in this entire game. Like, there's so many positions where I could have used super heavy artillery. I've just got to be not as afraid to use them. Like, if I was that worried about artillery being taken away from the army, I could have sent them some heavy artillery instead and just use those super heavy guns as like a rolling battery, and I will do if I ever do play them again. Yeah. Shame I wanted more Greek support, not less, but we can keep pushing for the Greeks. At least we've got it on our side to a degree. Yeah. I think we're in a good position. If I need to send more men to the west, then I can do that soon. But the thing is, we haven't compromised the east. And if anything, we've won yet more victories on the east. And we won a great battle against the Tsar. Like a legitimately great battle there. Erevan's about to fall. I'm moving more men back to the Caucasus. Yeah, we're gonna finish off here as well at Evil. So thanks for watching, my guys. Excuse me. Indeed. Let's have your defend for now. Yeah. The army von Kluck over here is moving, well, gaining power once again. He'll be a really good general to have. In fact, what I can go ahead and do is have you moved over here. Link up with the forces over here, then that'll help with the siege, and then take that fortress out and move on then. And all this time, this fortress has remained. I don't even know if it has a garrison at this point now. They may have starved to death, to be honest. But yeah, thank you all for watching. We do hold. The Netherlands is under pressure right now, but I think we're in a good position. We're going to blow the rails over here. We blew the rails of Rotterdam. Reinforcements are on the way. We'll have a full army moved over there. Oh yeah, the Mexicans would be a good idea. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. And to be fair, if I could get the Mexicans before the Americans came into a war, then that'd be pretty good, actually. That's a pretty compelling thing, really. Yeah. Hang on, can I afford... I think I can afford a diplomat. Oh, yes, I can. Oh. I'm really glad you said that there. So, yeah, we'll start aligning with the Mexicans. Good job. Good job you mentioned that. Yeah, we have enough there. Note the amount of conscripts we have. I mean, we have been really blasting through our conscripts, but we do have a pretty damn large pool that has been growing larger as well, which is excellent. Each term we're getting 219. Obviously, that will diminish as the war goes on, but that's a lot of conscripts. I think the Russians are on the way out. Certainly on the way out. We have taken a lot of casualties, but honestly, we're not doing too bad here. 590 to the Western Entente now, 1.6 to the Eastern Entente. And it keeps mounting. The thing is, like, cohesion is tied to national morale as well. So the maximum amount of cohesion you have is, in fact, limited by the amount of national morale you have. I'm not too sure how much it is. I'd be interested to take a look. I think what I'd do is, like, ask Plumber for, like, a screenshot of his infantry division, and then, like, load up a, like, turn 1 infantry division, like, you know, the Russians, and compare their, like, cohesion. Maybe just, like, a base division somewhere on its own, just to compare, like, a baseline. But, yeah. That's nearly... I mean, we're not that far from 2 winning losses for the Russians. Maybe they'll have that before the end. Victory points are up to 8,000 now. We're doing pretty good. Yeah. We've been able to move pretty quickly. Like, I know at, like, 1915, 1916, there's fighting going on around this area and around... It was just being able to move and just gain positions, but we've had a lot of luck against the Russians, and it is very difficult to play the Russians. It's also difficult to play the Western Entente, because at the end of the day, it's like as the Central Powers, you have unparalleled control. Like, I have full control of Germany and Austria, I have total ability to coordinate. I can share the load there, essentially, and then obviously you get the Ottoman Empire, you gain a third major power, or a relatively major power. And it is, like, a lot of pressure on the Russians. Alex chose the defensive plan, believing that I would have gone for the Schlieffen plan, which I bloody well wanted to. But it's like, yeah, it's like... Had I chosen the Schlieffen plan, it really would have been all focused upon the Western Entente. Obviously, the Eastern Entente would have been punishing us, but we still have a Max Hoffman decision, and it's like... I'm kind of tempted to just kind of be in a position of like, okay, let a Russian army come into Germany and then just use the Hoffman decision to destroy them, but again, yeah. The centre here has been a bit of a wasteland in terms of rail. I mean, this is it. We've achieved our objective of separating the Russian army. He has this army over here, but if I gas that, then they're not going to last. We've got all the heavy artillery on our side here, which is definitely a big thing. I think it's a big contributing factor too. And something to bear in mind as well is just our forces are gaining experience. So like this artillery over here has like 3 stars of experience. This division here, I guess like because they've died quite a lot. But yeah, you can see this regiment over here has 4 stars of experience. And experience obviously does help. I believe experience does make them superior troops. I'd have to look into that actually. Conrad's become a better general. Not a better defensive general. Who needs defense? Yeah, like these guys over here, like building up that experience there. I'll have to take a look and see how experience does actually matter. But they've fought a lot of major battles there. I've got to assume that experienced veteran troops will make a difference. And the thing is, it's like our Eastern troops, obviously, after fighting battle after battle after battle, it's like they have gained that experience. How you doing that, Arthur? Yeah, how you doing, Arthur? Good to have you, my man. We're just about to finish off here, but it's been a very good day. Yeah, I mean, these troops obviously been taking losses, so maybe it's when they get replaced then you do lose that experience, but the artillery retains the experience, which is a good thing. Some of these batteries are relatively new to the war. Yeah, so it seems like the army of Conrad has had more battles there, which makes sense. Conrad's been delivering some absolute hammer blows for some time now. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to launch the attack over here. We've got Falkenhayn, Hindenburg, Eugene von Osterreich, and the Russians are just completely outnumbered now. I think he's going to know that. Maybe he withdraws, maybe he doesn't, but I think he's going to know. I could technically launch an attack across the river, but I'm not that much of a fan of doing crazy stuff like that. We've got a strong position over here in Prussia, so it's difficult for him. It is extremely difficult for him. And then we'll be marching on Minsk. So, I don't know why it feels weird saying it, Minsk. We'll be marching on Minsk soon enough. There's not that many objectives. Erevan should fall this turn. I don't know why it's not fallen already. It's been very stubborn in holding out. But yeah, we're moving in. Vinitsa will be next. Odessa's also another major one over here. Like, Odessa's not that far away now. But yeah, there we are. I'm going to have the Austrians hold down here. And we're going to continue to deal with the Serbians. Once we take Niš over here, then that's the last city, really. I mean, there's another city over here, but yeah, there's only like 2 cities left under Serbian control. There's a camp over here. Well, technically there's this one over here, but you know what I mean. And then this is Belgrade itself. And then what I can do is I can just besiege Belgrade, and then that's over. Once they're in there and under siege, I've got the heavy artillery. I could even potentially bring in the super heavy artillery and then be done with that. And in the future, it could be like a very good play to take the German super heavy artillery or whatever's remaining, or whatever's around, and just have it sent to Serbia. It depends on the war plans, really. If you could move on to Belgrade and get a super heavy artillery, get it there to break the fortifications and move back out, but yeah. So yes, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot, some stuff to do here with the turn, but we'll have quite the battle next turn, perhaps. We do have a high seas fleet. We have a Dutch fleet moving in to engage the British off the coast of the Netherlands, who have taken major pounding from mines and gunfire. Obviously, they've given it, but yeah. Lord Kitchener's here with we're about 280,000 men. But I think, honestly, we're not that far away from matching that. There's like 48,000 there. There's obviously another 24, brings us up to like 60-something. Raising militia, of course. Oh, so it's just Germans over here in Amsterdam itself. Okay, I see. But to the south, we have another 48,000. Yeah. I don't know there, Gala. Honestly, it depends on those guys, so we'll see. It does take up a lot of my time, but it has been worth it. So, with that in mind, the time investment for all of us, it would be much appreciated if you do go ahead and subscribe to Alex and Plumber. I'll go ahead and link their channels in the description, actually. I'll put it in the comments as well. And if you like the video, then much appreciated. Commenting as well does help with the algorithm. And if you do feel like I've truly deserved it, then perhaps becoming like a Patron backer would make a big difference. I'm kind of thinking about what would be next step. I think another season up to end all wars. But I'm also thinking about Wars of Napoleon. That could be quite interesting to play at the Coalition Wars as a play by email. I don't know how viable that is, because that's a very long one. That's like the full campaign there is like 500 odd turns. I don't know how that'd work out, really. And then potentially Civil War 2 in the future. And there's lots of different ones, but yeah, if you feel I've deserved it, then do consider backing. So until next time, thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys in the future. See you in the next episode. Stay tuned for more. Goodbye for now.